Found the critical mass yet?
Do you know something? I think I have. Uranium's got nothing on this. This is going to knock them back on their heels. When can I have the last of my stuff from your stew pot?
It's waiting for you now. Should be cool. I stayed up half the night for you, Steve, so you owe me a long drink.
Thanks, Pete. You're a friend.
I realize that this research has been pretty expensive.
Yes, I know. Wonder why you let it through.
Because I'm gambling on you coming up with the answer. We need a success about now, Peter. Too much going wrong, too much expense, too little to show for it.
You just defined scientific research.
Ah, we know that. But the council are worried about the size of our appropriations. They're sending Hauser up for a little look round. Now, I'd like to have something spectacular to show him.
Well, I can't promise you that, David, but it is on the cards. If I can force the cryogenic gas into the cooling chamber at sufficiently low temperature and at supersonic speed, why, I'm home and dry.
Good. Nightcap?
Oh, yes, please.
Your lab reports show that Stephen Partners has been using a lot of your converter time. Is that okay with you?
Yes, I gave permission.
You weren't conned into it?
Well, maybe just a little bit. But I really think Steve's onto something this time, David. Maybe he'll come up with your something spectacular.
I'd like to think you're right. None of my business, I know, but it's always puzzled me, you two being friends.
Why should it?
You haven't got much in common, have you?
More than you'd think. In a sense, you see, we're both outsiders. Cheers.
Cheers. Peter, everything's all right, is it? I mean, no problems, apart from the work?
Why should there be?
No. Just checking.
Been talking with Helen Smith about me by any chance?
Well, it is her job.
The woman's a professional worrier. No, I'm sorry, David. It's preoccupied with the project, that's all. You know how it is.
Oh, don't I just. I remember when I first started work in radio astronomy. Oh, man, I was obsessed, I can tell you. Listening for quasars in my sleep. Sorry. Calder.
Dr. Hauser is scheduled to leave Earth tomorrow, sir, at 0900 hours. All cleared for liftoff on schedule. The satellite reports all go, sir.
Thanks, Rao. Yeah, there we are then.
degrees, Dr. Conway.
Right. Open the bellhopper, Robert.
Hauser's on his way. Now, Tom, when his shuttle arrives, I want the quickest turnaround in the history of space flight. So warn ramp control, will you?
Don't worry, David. We'll have him on his way back before he knows he's here.
Right. I want you to see that everybody on the base realizes the importance of this visit. Now, naturally, I'm not suggesting any form of deceit.
All staff have been warned to take a positive attitude, particularly in regard to answering questions.
And my men are running around with fixed grins, polishing everything in sight.
Good. Right. See you all at the reception, then. Oh, Helen, you got a minute? I had a word with Peter Conway a while ago.
And?
Well, he seemed all right to me. Cheerful, alert, full of his work.
So you think I'm fussing about nothing?
Well, mind you, he did kind of drift off before we'd finished talking. And he did say something rather odd. About him and Partness both being outsiders.
Did he now? Oh, talking about Stephen Partness.
Yeah?
He's working like a maniac, trying to redeem himself by success.
Yeah, quite right, too. I hope he makes it. We can do with all the successes we can get.
And supposing he doesn't make it?
He'll survive.
Brash, hard, and sensitive, is that it? He's not what he appears to be, you know.
Is anyone?
Yes. You are, I think. It's one of your strengths. Not much energy wasted in defenses.
I suppose I can take that as a compliment.
Magnification 500. Magnification 24,000. Worked!
The shuttle will dock at 22:30. That is 15 minutes ahead of schedule. All personnel concerned with freight handling to report to Mr. Hill's office at 21:30.
It really has worked? And the process can be reproduced on Earth?
It can.
Oh, you beauty! Peter, you may really just have saved our bacon. Now, you're sure? You completed all basic tests?
David.
I'm sorry, yes, of course you have. Oh, what wonderful timing, Peter. We'll lay on a full demonstration from friend Hauser, of course. Oh, what with you and Partness.
Stephen.
Well, I mean, didn't he tell you? Oh, well, yes, you've both been working so hard. I mean, oh, he's finally found his new fuel. Merobdium, he's calling it. Complete success in all tests.
Good. Good. No, I really am pleased.
Not half as pleased as he is.
Sure.
Peter, would you like to go back on the returning ship to Earth? You've earned some extra leave. I'd okay it.
No, Director. If you'll forgive the expression, what on earth would I do on Earth?
All right, suit yourself. But let me know if you change your mind. Two major scientific breakthroughs, eh? That'll show the penny pinchers.
Ignition minus 25 seconds on my mark. Mark.
Mark 25. Our translation force is balanced. Couple on. TA throttle auto. CDR stop button. Reset stop button. Check abort stage reset. AGNS mode control is set. AGS is reading 400 +1.
10 seconds to ignition. Mark.
We have ignition, MOONBASE. Starting descent altitude 16,000 meters.
Everything looks good, Minerva.
Nice and easy now.
Good for us too, Moonbase. How are you? Altitude 10,000. 8,000. 6,000. Velocity now 650 meters per second.
Approaching 5,000 meters, Minerva.
Bring her in, Wally.
You are cleared for landing, Minerva.
Coming down now. 2,000. 62 degrees. Coming down at 19. 500. Down at 17. 400. 300. 250. 200. 100. Everything fine.
Slight drift left.
Correcting 3 forward. Lights, please. Down 1.5. 3 forward. 3 forward. Easy. Picking up a little bit of dust. Contact light on. Engine stop. ACA out of descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. That's it, Moonbase. Get the coffee on.
Will do, sir. Welcome to Moonbase.
This is Calder. Nice landing, Captain. But would you report to control before your coffee, please? And all relief personnel report to Dr. Lebrun as soon as possible with their documents. Welcome to Moonbase 3.
Hello, Wally. Bring me that crate of scotch.
Did I forget? You're in for a shock. You know how much that stuff costs these days?
Herr Hauser.
Dr. Calder, I am glad to see you again.
It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Helen, when you finish a big piece of work, well, everything goes a bit flat, you understand?
So you diagnose a simple case of post-research depression.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, maybe you're right.
I tell you something, you can stop worrying about your other little lamb, Stephen Partness. Top of the world he is.
When's his demonstration due?
In 5 minutes.
Wish him good luck for me.
I'll tell you something else. If his demonstration is half it's cracked up to be, you won't see our Stephen creeping modestly away to avoid the compliments.
I suppose not.
I mean, he's bad enough now, isn't he? With a major success under his belt.
Let him have his moment of glory. He's worked hard for it, and he needs it. Peter Conway doesn't.
There you are, Calder. I wanted a few words with you before we go down to see what Dr. Partness has to offer. Dr. Smith, you look more beautiful every time I see you.
Thank you, Herr Hauser. If you'll excuse me, perhaps I'll see you after the demonstration.
Of course. A very charming and beautiful woman. You're fortunate, Calder.
We are due in nuclear physics in 4 minutes.
It is about your appropriations I wish to speak. The cost of your current research program. For instance, this metal forming process of Dr. Conway.
Ah, yes, indeed. Now, that really is something. No need to tell you the value of formed metal. Strong, light. I mean, its application in space technology alone.
No doubt. But why could these experiments not have been carried out on Earth at a fraction of the cost?
Because it was impossible to foam metal effectively on Earth where the gravity is a full 1g. It was only here on the Moon in 1/6 gravity that it was possible to begin to study the problem.
So, what use to the Earth is the process which can only be carried out on the Moon? On Earth it's impossible.
Was impossible. By perfecting and studying the process here, Dr. Conway discovered that certain molecular changes occur. He is now able to reproduce those changes in 1 gravity with the use of chemical boosters. The metal will form on Earth for very different reasons, but it will form. Now, shall we go and take a look at Stephen Partness's new fuel?